Good morning, traders. I don't know about you guys, but I missed some of that rally yesterday. I was able to catch some of it out the gates, but I don't know about you guys. I'm ready to look for some buy the dip opportunities. Will we get some? That's what I'll be looking for and find out, of course, right here how we can maybe get back into the green. I want to stay in the green this week. We've had one red day, one green day. Let's get back into the green, baby. Let's battle back. You guys know where you're at. It's live trading with Benzinga.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
Good morning indeed. It's always good to see you guys out there. I see a lot of you guys in the chat saying hello, and that's what it's all about. And yeah, definitely enjoy having each other to back each other up, bring stocks up. I see already people mentioning ICCT. And like always, guys, we don't mind what stocks you guys bring up. The key is, like always, help each other out. Call levels, talk about it. Let's go ahead. Let's bring on my co-host. You guys might know him, Ryan Faluna, of course. What's going on, man? How we doing?
Well, we're doing real good, man. We're doing real good. I am in Trade the Pool. So now that this is over, I did a post-mortem on the situation. It appears that when I was signing up and logging into my account, I screwed something up. But I gotta say, shout out to Trade the Pool. Their support team is great. I literally reached out to a contact. They took care of my password, and I'm in with no issue today. Love to see that from internet-based fintech companies. If you get good support, that is a good sign, and that is exactly what I got this morning. So I'm ready to roll, Mitch.
I see you. I see you all set up. Looks like you got a nice little setup here. Doesn't look bad at all. We'll be taking a look at this and seeing how it works here.
You know, one more thing that I wanted to mention here real quick about this setup. First of all, I really like this because one of the things that you're going to notice right smack dab in the center of the screen is this ladder. Now, for those of you that use TD Ameritrade, you're probably used to something like this because there's an active trader tab that I use religiously on Thinkorswim. So I actually already feel like I know how to do it here on Trade the Pool. Really, really excited to get this started here. Time and sales, watch list, order entry tools, daily chart, 1 minute chart, everything's linked together. You can see my positions at the bottom. Giddy up. Let's go, Mitch.
Love to hear it, man. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look here at what I'm looking at. And of course, I'll be watching to see what happens in the market and trying to continue in the green. Yesterday was able to get small green, but hey, we'll keep battling. Let's see what we can get today. Of course, technology taking the major move up yesterday. I talked about it. Keep your eyes on NVIDIA. Keep your eyes on Microsoft. They took off yesterday, got that nice lift. Now, Microsoft didn't move as much as NVIDIA did. So that's one that I can actually look for, maybe a push to today towards 332.50s. That'll be one that I'll be taking a look at. Also taking a look at what growth names, right? You saw ARKK take off yesterday. Names like Roku getting a nice little pop. And this looks like a nice little chart to me. I'm looking for charts like this that have some sideways action, a couple of bottoming attempts, and reversal action. So 1, 2, 3, reversal action. That's what I'm looking for. If the charts look like that, I like them. So if you guys see any charts like that, yell at me. Hey, Mitch, I see one. I see one. Let's keep an eye on it, and we'll see what happens to these names. Names like Unity. Look at that. Nice little 1, 2, 3 bottoming, reversal action. These are the type of stocks that I'm looking for, guys. And of course, you guys can mention them all the time. And we're going to be taking a look at a lot of the ARKK kind of growth names, even like that DNA that had been recently going to 2. Look at that. Now it's 222, continues the lift. We can keep an eye on it. This could maybe make another run. We'll see what happens on these cheaper names and kind of a lot of these kind of risk on type of names. I want to see the IWM stay strong today. It's pulling back a little bit here in the pre-market. Let's see if we can get another run in the IWM and it be an everything rally again. That's how it was yesterday. It was an everything rally. Now, definitely keep watch on the banks. I'm still keeping a close eye to see what happens there. You guys can look at that by looking at XLF. Yesterday, it did have a nice run up. I'm wondering if this continues. If this continues, if we get strength in the financials, that's when I've seen the market really go back to tech, really feel open about kind of trading these names, and even the AI names. AI getting a nice little bounce yesterday. Will it continue coming back? I think this is all going to be based on what happens in tech. But of course, I'll go ahead and kick it to my man Ryan. You can take a look at the S&P 500 or the SPY for us, and take a look at some stocks in the chat. You guys out there that are looking at some smaller names, call them out. Lynn saying that she went to Costco yesterday. It was a Faluna Christmas.
Well, it's funny because Costco already has Christmas decorations up. And I was discussing with a couple of people over the last several weeks. They went from having one aisle that had Halloween on one side and Christmas on the other to now not really having anything Halloween related anymore, and 3 aisles full of Christmas trees and wreaths and toys and stuff. So they're starting early this year, Mitch. They're starting early. It's not even September. So I'm not sure if that was the kind of the joke that Lynn was trying to get at there, but I'm happy anytime I'm in Costco. So good morning, Trade the Pool. I think that's Gil back there. Good morning, Gil. I am in. We are locked in and ready to go, my friend.
Yes, we are. I know Ryan's all ready to go and ready to get after it. And I like your setup. And what I like is that it's different than my setup, right? You guys see it. And if you guys are interested in learning how to do these setups, or maybe you like mine over Ryan, or you like Ryan's over mine, just reach out to us. We'll help you guys try to set it up and try to help you get to the best abilities. And also, you guys can always reach out to Trade the Pool if you guys want to learn more about it. And like I've mentioned, next week, I'm going to be pulling more of their content from their YouTube to be bringing it in to give you guys different features that we can be using to get that edge, right? That's what we're all looking for. Let's keep getting after it. Let's go back to Ryan's charts here. Let's take a look at the SPY here and see his outlook. And of course, we'll get into some stock trading really soon. It's 9:16. That'll come in really quick.
Real quick before I start here, Wally's saying Trade the Pool. How do I get that 20%? Mitch gave that code or that link in the chat.
You should be able to, when you go to the website, even just when you click on that link, it should pop up. And so if you're having issues with that, Wally, I would reach out to the customer service and just let them know, hey, I'm interested in signing up. I went through Benzinga's YouTube, a live trading stream, and I want to get to 20%. Trust me, I'm sure if you reach out to them, they'll get you really quick on. And I'm sure
I was just going to say, like I said, my interaction with the support, Mitch, it was great. I emailed them late. Before I even sat down at my desk the next morning, they had the issue resolved for me. So, Wally, I'm very confident that their team over there is going to be able to hook you up.
And I'll let Gil in the chat also address that question.
Amazing.
Gil, if you're out there, go ahead and address that question. Seems like some people are having a little bit of issues with the 20%. What's the best way that they could do that? Gil, I would love if you could answer that in the chat. All right, let's keep going. Let's take a look at some of the stocks that Ryan's looking at in the SPY.
Okay, we're going to start with the SPY here. We're continuing our rally up where we obviously blasted through 444 and 445, which was the 50-day moving average. The question now is, how high do we go? When do we reverse? Do we even reverse, or do we actually test 460 and then maybe even 480? Looking at the SPY here today, one of the things that I'm going to look for is this breach of 450 probably takes us to 452. So I think that if you've got longs on some of the stocks that trade with the SPY, meaning they go up as SPY goes up, a break of 450 probably sends SPY to 452, maybe even a little bit higher, and maybe we'll be able to factor that into our trade. So that's going to be one of the things that I'm watching in terms of SPY. Otherwise, we're just kind of playing the momentum that we have here. Next level here is going to be that 460 test. And while we're here, I took those lines off as we were breaking down, so the chart would be a little bit easier to see. But I think now that it's time that we put them back on. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that here. 480.56, that might be off by a couple of pennies, but at least now you get the visual aid with the different levels that we look to go ahead and take out. So that should work. Now let's jump over to the movers and talk about some stocks that are in play here today. First one we're going to talk about is the one from yesterday, ICCT. Now, you guys know how I feel about stocks that halt. I really don't like to be in them. That's one of the reasons why I have the halt tool, courtesy of Benzinga Pro, that reports all halts to me in real time so I can stay on top of what's going on. ICCT halted yesterday. was halted like right here at like 564 or something after this gigantic run. Now, I obviously sold this too early. The strategy was just for a scalp. I executed the strategy. It worked. I actually scalped this twice yesterday. So although I see a huge move here today, I'm not really upset because the plan that I put forward did not involve scaling and waiting for a multi-dollar move. Maybe that's something that I need to work on. Nonetheless, the plan that I did have yesterday, I executed. We got out with a profit. I'm happy about that. One of the things that I have had to learn over the years of being a newer trader is that you're never going to hit the bottoms and the tops. And if you sell a stock for a gain and the stock keeps going, it's really detrimental if you get upset with yourself or your trading ability, because that tends to lead to bad habits like chasing and other things that can get you hurt. So I've really kind of backed off that. Here's the deal. Let's see how ICCT trades today. I definitely want to see what it's like when the market opens, because the last thing that I want is to get stuck in another halt. But what the market is telling you here today is that there's still an appetite for this stock. We popped almost as high as 9. Now we're kind of flagging right above the VWAP, right around 8, a bust through 8. This thing is wild. This could easily go up, test 9, break 9, and go even higher. So this one definitely going to be on the list today. I know there are some people in the chat that are actually already trading this. So yeah. Really quickly, Jim saying, morning, Ryan. The ESPN draft says September 6th, 6:15 p.m. Did you say maybe Thursday before you left happy hour? Yes, Jim, but I don't have it finalized yet. So I have it placed at some point in the future. I'm definitely trying to do it on Thursday. I'm still waiting on confirmation from one person, and I will reach out to that person today. Okay, Dave, good to see you back. It's been a bit. Good to see you back. We are excited to have you. Let's go ahead and take a look at some other stocks. So ICCT definitely going to be in play here today. I saw somebody else ask about DBGI. This is Digital Brands Group. This also in play here today. You can see this made a gigantic move. We're up 56% still. This thing traded up to about as high as 1675, came all the way back into 11. So a huge range here. Stock's actually below the VWAP. What I'd like to see is a move up through that VWAP. Maybe we get some more action here. I was looking through the news on DBGI earlier and I didn't really see anything. So this looks like kind of just a momentum trade, which means my thesis is short term and based on technicals, and we're going to go ahead and trade it accordingly. This one also on the list. Next one here is going to be NAOV, and same deal here. I believe this one did have news. Excuse me. Nanovibronics shares are trading higher after the company reported outcomes from a EuroShield study conducted at the University of Southampton in the UK. Okay, now I'm not sure what that study does. So I'm not sure what that study is for. We'll actually have to go through the PR. Market clearly likes it. Stock up 48% here, was up much more than that, popped as high as 290. Really like where the stock's at right now. Kind of holding here, overshot, kind of came back, made a higher low, and now maybe we curl and move through the VWAP on NAOV. By the way, as we're speaking here, ICCT breaking down beneath the VWAP. Again, another reason why I really want to wait till the market opens to see how this trades before I take a stab at it. Next here is going to be TO. This is ticker TIO. Now, this did have a big piece of news today. You can see this was a penny stock yesterday, about 85 cents. Traded up as high as 129 here. Has come back in, but flirting with the VWAP there. The catalyst here is that they had earnings. They announced earnings for August 31st. So that's going to be tomorrow in the morning. They also announced a completion of an investigation into allegations made by the company in a short seller report and issued its response. So if you want to check out that response, that's in here in the actual PR. You've got Benzinga Pro. Remember, you have access to all of those PRs. And if you don't have Benzinga Pro, go start a trial. It's free, does not require a credit card, and you can have access to all of this information in real time, as well as the tools and charting ability that Pro has. And don't forget the Squawk. That's the best tool out there. TO here, definitely going to be in play. One of the things I've seen about some of these smaller names is that they've really broken down. Some names include YS, GDC. There are a couple of these smaller names that really showed strength in the pre-market and had absolutely no strength when the market opened. So with that, we definitely want to make sure that these stocks are showing strength before we trade them to the upside here. If they're weak, then waiting till they come back into a support level and buying it near support seems to be prudent for your risk management strategy. Our good old friend VFS is back. This did nothing but break down yesterday. This was just a huge move. Closed the day before at 82, Closed yesterday at 46, so almost a 50% haircut. Now we are up a little bit here, but be very, very careful with this one. It's still spready, it's still wild, it's still volatile. If you've got a system to trade this consistently, congratulations, go ahead. I will probably avoid this one. We'll see. We'll see how it all goes. A couple more that I just want to mention real quick. GSAT, this might go. Oh, excuse me, I clicked off of it too quick. This might go on a move through 150 or 155. We'll see. Kraken. Starting to not like the stock. This popped here and is flagging. Not in a hurry to trade that one. And good old Drama. We've traded Drama before, building right under its VWAP here, setting higher lows under the VWAP. A move through the VWAP on volume would be really, really great for us. Okay, what are some stocks from the chat we can go over before Mitch gets back here? I'm seeing eBet. I'm seeing a couple of people mentioning eBet. This is a betting stock, if I'm not mistaken. No, nope. Let me see here. What do we got? eBet is a technology developing and operating platforms on esports with competitive gaming, operates licensed online gambling. Okay, so is this gambling over esports? Stock is a 5-cent stock. This is not something that I would probably trade. For you penny players there, this went up 2 cents on this huge spike yesterday. So if you're going to trade this, you really need to be correct, and you need to have the biggest possible position for this to even be worth it. For me, I'm just going to pass on this, but you guys did flag one here. This actually in the pre-market here looks a little bit weak. I wonder if this comes back in a little bit. Anyway, if I missed something on that, sorry about that, but we'll go ahead and take a look. Oh, the other thing I wanted to take a look at real quick was Coin, right? Because we had that news about Grayscale winning its challenge with the SEC, excuse me. Coin really ripped. That was probably the best Bitcoin play. I know some of you guys were trading Mara and Riot. Coin probably one of the better plays there just for its liquidity, its ability to trade options, the whole 9 yards. A little bit higher price stock, but really good movement. I had like a 10-point, 12-point move yesterday when we got that news. So we'll watch those Bitcoin stocks, see if they have another leg up. Do they regress back to the mean? Do they, kind of come back into this gap? We shall see. Okay. What other stocks do you, AGIL. Thank you for reminding me. AGIL. I don't remember. That's not going to show on my movers tool because I'm filtering out the penny stocks, but I recognize that our viewership does still like to trade penny stocks. So I will mention them, and I'm sure we'll check in on them when the relative volume scanner is being used, because that does not have a minimum price filter. AGIL, this did pop as high as 38 cents. We've really kind of come back in, holding that VWAP level, though. It's going to be all about the VWAP. Did not see any fresh news, so technical trades on this all day. Day and night if you're going to trade into the evening. But yeah, AGIL, this definitely in play here today. Again, with it being a penny stock, I will probably pass on it, but it is here to trade. Matt Schwab wants to check out Etsy. Not a stock I have checked out in a while. Etsy had a pretty good day yesterday. Let's take a look at this and see what we can see here. So, okay. So this stock really, really beaten down, starting to come off the bottom. So I see why you might be wanting to trade this. What I would want to do is I would want to use some of these past points where the stock stopped as resistance levels. So 75, definitely going to be one. Probably get some at 76 there, 77. Looks like all of the round dollars, maybe 78 as well, and then maybe 80 here. So looks like this could actually trade back up. Looks like it's come up off the bottom. The volume really needs to tell us that. I think that if the market reverses or trades to the lows, this could actually go with it. So be careful about that, or be careful with that. But Etsy looks like that bottom is in. We shall see if that holds. Were there any other stocks? Okay, Lynn was saying, watching our ATM closely. Tesla down in the pre-market. Other big names slightly negative. NVIDIA, SQQQ up. Okay, so you're just running down a couple of tickers there. But let's take a look at Tesla, because this is one that I actually want to trade back and forth using Trade the Pool. Tesla had a monster day yesterday. I scalped it. But it went several dollars more. Lynn, I still have to develop that feel that you and Randy have for holding this for multiple dollar moves. It seems to do that quite a bit. I'll see if we can pick up the pattern. Anything that you want to contribute here about recognizing those patterns, the group will take that without a doubt. If we take a look here at Tesla, we did kind of break down beneath the VWAP. If I'm not mistaken, yesterday we got a little bit of weakness in the pre-market. Stock kind of went back and forth right at the open, but then really, really traded up. So I want to see if we get the same type of action here in Tesla today. Okay. Nando wants to take a look at McDonald's. Boy, that is not a stock we have taken a look at. I'd be happy to do that. McDonald's yesterday really sold off, traded back to about break even. If we take a look at the daily chart here, you can see McDonald's is on a huge run. As far as a trade here, I wouldn't day trade this. I think there's probably better opportunities, but as far as a swing trade, to me, it's pretty clear. 280 is going to be your stop loss. If you want to give it a little wiggle room, maybe 279, but if it breaks down here, it's probably coming back into the 260 handle. An upside break of 300 might send it. We'll see. Market is open. Good luck, folks. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on. ICCT and Digital Brands, DGBI. Those are going to be the two predominant watches here, I think. DGBI. DBGI. Oh, I got to get the ticker right for it to pull up here. All right, so that was rejected at the VWAP and moved down on its first move. Let's take a look and see. So here's that penny stock AGIL that we talked about. ICCT is this is a resumption trade. Is this halted though? Looks like this is going to be halted. Yeah, looks like this is going to be halted again here. 820. I don't see any movement on the ladder. ICCT seems to. Oh, there's the halt. There's your trading halt. So big halt out of the gate. Nice up move here on ICCT. We'll see what happens when that opens. Bro saying HPQ down 8%. Remember, Hewlett Packard reported earnings last night. They were not very impressive. Dipped in the after hours, taking another leg lower here on HPQ here today. Not looking good here. If this breaks this 28, we'll see how much lower this actually goes. This stock trades kind of thick, so I don't really think you're going to get a whole lot of that extreme movement throughout the course of the day here. Okay, let's take a look and see. Well, one of the things that I want to do, let's go ahead and make, oh, nope, that's the wrong one. Let's go ahead and make this. Okay, here's your trade the pool. So I have Generac in here. We'll take a look at that pretty soon, but let's take a look at Tesla. I know Mitch said he was filtering out his time and sales to only show you the big ones. Maybe that's something I should do. I'll ask him how to do that when I get back here. I know he did that yesterday. So see if I can. Here we go. Settings, right? That's probably it. Show size, lots. Apply. Okay, well, I'm actually just going to go real size and apply that until I can talk to Mitch. Okay, taking a look here at Tesla. So one of the things that you're going to see here, oh, Tesla actually trying to bounce here. Should we give this a shot right out of the gate, folks, and see what we do with trade the pool? I'm going to lower this, I think, to 50, just 50 shares of Tesla. We'll see if this shows a signal here. It looks like this is trying to go lower on Tesla. Looks like it actually might be bouncing. Trying to anyway. Oh, so this, I see. So what I want to do here is, I probably want to just buy at market using this ladder. Watching Tesla move back up here. Oh man, that moved. I hesitated. I hesitated too much. You guys saw it right there. That would have been a really good move though. I know it wasn't the $2 move that Lynn and Randy were looking for, but we did move 40 cents there pretty quickly. Let me go back really quickly to, let me see if DBGI is in trade the pool. It's like it is. Oh, I put the wrong ticker in there. DBGI. There we go. Mitch, I think you're muted.
There you go.
DBGI here, looking like this is moving higher on DBGI.
Okay. I'll put you full screen there. Actually, I think I'm going to do this. It might be a little bit tougher to see the background or like to see the stuff, but I'm sure Ryan will walk us through what he's in anyways. So
yeah.
That's not the issue there. That way we can keep it up. All right, guys, we'll see what's going on here. Right out the gates, I see Tesla's down a little bit. So let's see if we get that red to green action, right?
Actually, I was looking to play Tesla on a bounce. Ended up not getting it. I hesitated a little bit. I don't want to blame it on my inexperience with the platform, but maybe that was it. Maybe that contributed.
Okay.
Tesla, actually, and one of the things I like about this watch list here is that some of these bigger stocks that we're going to keep going back to are just going to always be at the top here. So Tesla, it's sorted by volume, I believe, right now.
Yeah, you can change it also too, and I think it's just fun.
Yep, sorted by volume right now. So VFS being called out. VFS, let's take a look. VFS is not in trade the pool. So here, let me go back to and this Tesla, by the way, this Tesla moved down real quick before I switch away here. If this Tesla moves down here and holds this level again, this might be a really good entry. NAOV is trying it. This was a great trade from under 2J here. I'm getting excited. Mitch. Got too much going on here.
I like Palantir on this pullback. I'm looking to try to start getting in here around the 55s and 50s. Grabbing a little bit there. Just a little starter.
Born to be free. I don't know if you noticed. I've been trying to get a hold of you. I emailed you and called you a couple of times. Are you in for fantasy football again with the happy hour crew? Your team is in there. I'm assuming that you're in, but if you could please confirm that for me. We're trying to do a draft on Thursday. Let me know if you are in, Born. I'm glad that you are here.
All right.
Heck yes, that is the answer that I wanted to hear. Let's go.
Trying to grab a little bit more Palantir, just slowly getting in here. All right, there you go. Now I got about 200 here from the 50s. Just got to watch it here. Make sure we don't crush through the 1530s. It just went down pretty quickly here. So I'm going to look to see if it can recover, but it was looking really nice on the 5-minute. Now it's not, because that's another 5-minute down there. Got to hold off the support being here, the 35s. So I'll show you guys that. Getting hit here already in Palantir. We'll look to see if it bounces back. But, man, look how this went from green to red so quickly.
NAOV breaking down after it popped through that. This thing can run though, so it's on the main screen, Mitch. Sorry,
gotcha.
And I'll try and manage that as best I can.
There you go. You got it, my friend. He's going red there. That's what happened also with that pullback on Palantir. It was a quick downturn there in the Qs. So just let's see if they can recover here. If it goes back to 374, that's where I'm going to be careful and probably just cut my position in Palantir.
Zoltan, good morning, my man. So I want to see if NAOV can hold in here. We might actually bounce and make another run at that VWAP. Jay, did you already trade this? Jay Wild? I think that you had mentioned this, but I don't know. I can't remember if you were in this or not. NAOV really can't lose this 2 on volume, or it likely goes lower here. Let's see if it actually bounces and makes a move back towards the VWAP. By the way, ICCT looks like it opened and moved into a downside halt, 738. We watched ICCT halt yesterday. Don't want to participate in a halt fest like that.
All right, back above 40s now on Palantir. Let's see if it starts to get back above the VWAP. 1550s is going to be so important to recover. Tesla going lower. Just want to state that. That is definitely dragging.
Yep.
Nvidia bouncing a little bit after that quick red, but we'll see if this is a short-lived bounce. All right, guys, so I just minimized my risk a little bit there. So what I did was, as Palantir came back to my break-even spot, I said, you know what? I'm going to take half of this share size out so I can at least stick to the risk and reward now, no matter what, and not feel uncomfortable, because I felt a little uncomfortable at that 35 with the 200 shares. So this will at least do what? I took a very tiny hit right now, like just more of a commissions hit, and then I can stay in the trade.
Jay, you're in it too. That was a really, really good buy there, Jay. And I think that that's what we got to see here. Does 2 actually hold? Because if it does, I think they probably try to run this back up and maybe make a second attempt at taking out that VWAP. That's my thought here on NAOV. I don't want to buy it ahead of it, breaking through this 2 level. So it looks pretty good. We get a decent volume push up towards the VWAP here. I'll grab some for a scalp.
All right, guys.
Watching it right now. Watching it like a hawk.
Tighten down to like 45 on pullbacks. Want this not to go through that 40 for sure now. Now should start holding the 15 minutes. We want to get it back above the VWAP, and if Palantir is not going to get back above VWAP, then we got to get out. We'll see when we get the bounce right here, right back up.
Jay, love this plan here. 180 stop, push to 250, and you'll take half off, let the rest ride. Love the strategy, my man. We'll see if we get that. It is looking a little weak right now.
Late coffee today, man. Late coffee today. So let's see if maybe this helps.
I mean, coffee is always helpful. That's my experience.
That's my boy. Ryan, what we got to do is we got to plan to come to the office and see a nice Detroit Lion game.
Okay. I mean, I think that can probably happen. If they're really good this year, it might be a little bit more expensive.
They will be. I think they will be, man. I actually think they will be, and I've been one of those people before that have been like, nah, the Lions aren't that good right now. But they actually set themselves up now.
Yeah, I think they're doing things right for the first time in a long time, Mitch. I think that's the key there.
Yeah.
All right, NAOV creeping back up here. Let's see what it does at the VWAP. 215 is the VWAP. Jay, I think you got the right plan, and so far this has been a great trade for you. We really need the volume stick is growing here. It's expanding a little bit. We need that to keep happening. If that keeps happening, I think this goes higher and takes this VWAP out.
Light red still for technology, leading industrials and healthcare. Industrials are interesting, man. Dear. Man, I want you, but the truth is that you stopped me out on the downturn. Now you're ripping up without me. I'm trying to catch it, but Deere is already at 405. I had it when it went through 400 last time also, so I'm looking to see if I can get it again. But
NAOV right through that VWAP right there. A little bit of size at 225 on NAOV.
There you go.
Took some there at VWAP, by the way. Oh, shoot, I got filled at 216. I got filled above the VWAP. That's okay, though. It's 1 cent. Let's see if we push higher here.
You know, they have this in Trade the Pool, right?
They do? Okay, I should have taken it and trade the pool then.
You just got to check it out, man.
Yeah, no, I did.
I think
I checked, I think DBGI or something, and they didn't have that, but looks like they do have NAOV.
Hey. Yeah, I have it up right here. Look, I'll show you. Boop. Right there.
I think we're trying to go higher here on NAOV, folks. I think we're trying to go higher here. 230. Bang, 234. Bang, bang, bang. Let's go.
Bang, bang, bang.
Right. Well, so I took that off. That would have been that's silly me. Nice little move there. Here's your 250, Jay. Let's see if you get your half fill here. You're going to book those gains. I'm out with the small scalp. Remember,
I'm looking good in Palantir. Let's go, Ryan. Let's go, baby.
We're doing it. Jay, your entry was much better timed. I wasn't in it by the time that you were, and I had to just take a quick scalp through VWAP. Had I have got a better entry there, I would have felt more confident in the position and maybe even added a little bit to allow me to scale out through the high. We got 250 prints. I'm wondering if you got filled there. Out, and if you look at this, Dave, you're still in NAOV. Let's go. Dorito Scalper. Okay.
All right. Setting my stop. That position is working well, so I'm just going to looking around to see if we can get back into the green in certain areas. The Qs are pushing back here, but they could go lower, right? So just keep an eye on that. I don't want to see it back down below 374.50s today. I want to see if we can get back into the green. Apple leading the way. That actually looks good there. I like Apple right now. I've talked about how I feel like this can make a run to 200. I just missed the VWAP pullback to 185. It's about to take out like 186 here. I'm actually liking this even on the swing trade outlook here. So if I could get a pullback here to 185.50s, I'll take the swing trade. All right, in my swing trade account, I have already about just a small order out, probably about like a third of what I would really want if I could get all of Apple on pullbacks towards 185. But I put one out there at 185.55 on the pullback. And I'll also look for it here in trade the pool. Just looking for a little bit of a pullback here towards the 45s and the 50 area. See a lot of volume in the SQQQs. They're probably going to get hit now. We'll see what happens here. Will that get a move or not? I'm looking to see what happens here.
Tesla coming into its lows here. If it holds this, might try to trade it for a bounce in trade the pool. Going to target a 50 share lot here.
There you go. I like the maybe recovery of 187 for NVIDIA. We'll see what happens on NVIDIA. I'm going to be watching NVIDIA to give it a nice little outlook here. Palantir still strong, though. That looks good for me, guys. I'm going to continue to let that position work. Ford coming up there. Was it? Yeah, Ford.
Real quick, Mitch, is there a way to set the ladder to keep following? It looks like it's a little bit delayed. NAOV, by the way, huge move through 250. Going to be halted 279 NAOV. That's going to be halted. Great job, folks. Great job. Oh, here, let me go. I
could even put it up.
Great job on this one. Great job on this one.
Look at that. Boom, boom, guys.
Oh, it's not halted yet. It's still trading.
280s on the offer. 276.
Wow, they're going to pull it back. Tesla breaking down from those lows. No entry yet, Tesla.
That's interesting to see that. NVIDIA going lower, though. Be careful out there, guys. I am seeing some tech names going lower there. That could start dragging. We'll see if this is just a quick little attempt down, and then we get a recovery of the Qs here. But yeah, nice trade on that one, man.
Yeah,
wish I would have been watching that one.
It was
a nice setup.
I actually had a bad entry, Mitch. I was late on it. Our chat hit the better setup, which was right around 2. Looks like Dave and Jay hit that. I actually had to buy it on the way back up, so I waited for confirmation through the VWAP, which caused me to get a worse entry. Still made money on it. This thing moving higher here now.
Yeah, Ford not looking too bad. Had some volume out the gates here. Just trying to push a little bit above the 12s here. The only thing that is concerning about Ford is like kind of headline risk for the kind of like a strike, but it could also be a good thing if they are able to resolve the labor issues. Then Ford spikes to the upside. Who knows? We'll find out.
NAOV going for that 3 mark. Jay, awesome stuff. Still watching Tesla in the trade the pool account here. I want to wait for this to try and find a bottom. If we take a look here, let me go to mine real quick.
Yeah, I got you. I'll put it up big here.
If we take a look at if we take a look at, what chart is this?
That's mine. My bad. Here you go, Ryan. That's you now.
All right. So if we take a look at this 1 minute chart right here, this was a bounce play right in here. Right as it kind of stopped and turned around, you can scalp that here. This might be one right now. Let's see.
251 recovery doesn't look too bad there, but it's been a tough play, that's for sure. My biggest thing with Tesla is I always come at it at 1 share at a time. Literally 1 share at a time. That's the only way.
Yeah, I'm going to try some here. Oh wait, this doesn't auto send. Okay.
Yeah, you just gotta.
You just gotta click this. Okay, I'm gonna click no. I clicked that, but look at this bounce that we got. So had I not have been stopped by that order entry box, we would have been in a scalp here. And this is what I'm waiting for. When I say buy the pullbacks, it's tough, right? You almost have to like hold your nose and buy. Tesla kept selling off, and then all of a sudden it started to show strength. We're getting that green volume bar here, more buyers than sellers. This is what I wanted to play. It might be a short-lived bounce, but we'll see here on Tesla. I like NAOV going back to that 3 spot.
I like how Microsoft isn't going anywhere here. I'm going to look to see if it can recover 329 and take off.
NAOV going to halt at 23 monster.
Palantir. It came back and got me out right by break even, and it's right back up, guys. So I could have just got stop hunted there, as Palantir looks like it wants to recover and then take off now. So it's just chopping around there. Still like it too. A little frustrated that I got stopped out there. I just wasn't watching it.
Tesla, that bounce might be over here. Let's see what this candle does. If we cross back up and take some of these areas out, I think we probably go higher. 253 would be my target. ICCT halted again. Jay Summers, that's halted at 690. I'll be honest, I'm going to stay away from ICCT completely today. I got a bad feeling about it.
AMC coming up right now on my scanner here as it's starting to push. Looks like it's trying to get a little bit of a move there. NVIDIA is starting to recover here. I like maybe the 486 level. Maybe you have to risk off a 485, so you got to give it a full point.
All right, took some Tesla here. We'll see if this works out. Immediately down from my buy. I literally bought the top trying to buy that breakout of that candle. We'll see here. 50 shares. Nice fill. Nice fill, by the way, on that. Let's see if we go higher here. All right, we are now in the green on Tesla. Let's keep pushing. Let's see if we can get to two. We're at 252 right now. 250, 250, 253 would be really good here on Tesla. Let's see if this actually is the bottom. I'm going to keep my hand on the sell market button
here. I'm trying to get in NVIDIA here. It already rocketed, though, man. The Qs just rocket.
All right, I took this scalp here. I'm going to play Tesla again. First trade and trade the pool, successful. $40 on a quick Tesla scalp. I know that's really small, but we're going to get green on the screen, right, Mitch? And then we're going to keep going for it.
I love it.
What I want to see, okay, so Tesla's going to keep moving higher. This is kind of what I wanted to see if it can actually move through this consolidation area. Looks like it's actually stopping there. We'll wait for this to set up again. Remember, if I can do 2, 3, or 4 of these trades a day, we're talking a couple of $100 in a brand new account on a brand new platform. Giddy up. Let's go. First trade here in the green.
On the swing trade account, I was able to get Apple on that pullback, and it's already going to 186. That looks good there for me. So I'm going to look for a SOX out reversal here. That doesn't look too bad. We'll see if that can start moving to the upside.
Lynn, this is crazy. It's 2 days in a row that I've made green. I know this trade was small. Yesterday's trade was only like $100, but 2 days in a row, I'm turning over a new leaf here. Instead of donating money to the Tesla fund, I'm going to extract some from some of this movement. Clearly sold too early. You can actually, I really like this from Trade the Pool. Can actually see exactly where you bought and sold. You can see that I sold right at this consolidation area because I got the pop that I was looking for. Tesla paid that no mind, and now it keeps going here. Definitely sold a little early there. We're going to put that in the bank, and the next time we trade Tesla, we're going to try and time these reversals and stay in them a little bit longer. I'll take this, though, for the first trade of the day.
There you go, guys. And we are seeing that nice little push there. I missed my NVIDIA buy, and I've just lagged, guys. I've been slow here. And look at that. That would have been a nice little buy there at the 486, already up there to 489. 3-point move there. Just struggling on my execution as of late. It happens sometimes, team. Definitely slow right now.
Well, Mitch, don't feel too bad. Look how much profit I left on the table. I mean,
it happens, man. It happens.
The deal is
slacking today, though.
The deal is it's just green on the screen. Just get green on the screen. There's plenty of time in the day. You don't have to make everything right at the beginning here. NAOV consolidating up here a little bit. Let me zoom in so we can see it a little bit better. NAOV consolidating just a little bit. Let's see if it actually breaks the top off here. I'll be honest, I'm nervous about buying this upside range break. I'd much rather have this come into the VWAP and set up again for us. Mystery Man. I love it. Being active here. Just made up my losses from trading the wrong ticker. Good clawback, Mystery Man. Important skill. Not everything goes our way. It's great if you can get green on the first trade. But if you can't, the clawback is going to be important. Way to stick with it and claw it back. Let's let NAOV pull back here if we can. That would be great. In the meantime, let's check in on DBGI. Ooh, DBGI. You tell you what, 13.4. Does Trade the Pool have this? Let's try this. DGBI. No, this is the one I tried earlier that they didn't have. DBGI, first of all, Ryan. Get it together. They do have it. Get it together, Ryan. Get it together. I thought I'm really struggling with this ticker. There we go. There we go. Okay, so here's what I'm looking for. We take this out here. We got that at what, 1346? Got that high there at 1351. If we take this out here, this looks like this is going to go higher. I'm going to sit on this again. We got 100 shares as the default order. Oh my God, look how fast it moved through that. Look how fast it moved through that. Let's see if this holds in here.
Order out for NCLH at 1684s. Looking to grab it on a pullback.
Here's the pullback that we needed in NAOV, by the way. We'll see if this sets up for us. DBGI, okay, pulling back to the 13. Okay. Was hoping that it was going to take this formation out and keep going. You can see this upside range break quickly sold. Might not be done yet here on DBGI. Okay, we are pulling back here.
No fill there for me. Might have to step up if I want it. All right, guys, just got long on some NCLH. Got 200 shares at 1686. I also like AAL, but those are just the stocks that I'm looking at. Apple continuing 186.20s.
Oh,
Microsoft,
DBGI.
nice little push on Microsoft also. I like
So this
329 pullbacks.
This explains this candle stuff here. It is extremely spread on DBGI. I actually, and I'd rather trade something like Tesla, frankly.
Amazon being mentioned in the chat. I like that mention, and for that, I like Shop. Shop's already lifted off though, man. But doesn't look too bad off that 59 right now.
ICCT looking like it's trying to take out the intraday highs.
Amazon, nice push there on Amazon. I also been looking at this daily level. So I like what Ron's mentioning there on Amazon. That looks good there. I'd like the pullbacks to 135. So anything to 135 I could add. Now I'm going to take a swing trade on this. I'll even jump up to right there. Just grabbed a little bit there at the 135.50s. So now pullbacks to 135 I can add on the swing trade. That's where I feel a lot more comfortable. And that's where I think I might need to lean a little bit more into, even on trade the pool. That's just where I'm best at. So there's Amazon. Nice little push there to 135.60s already. That's a nice little read there. I'm looking at it on my right-hand side here, but look at that nice little push there on the 135.60s. Amazon, nice little push.
Went ahead really quickly, just because I'm kind of doing this live here. Went ahead and added, oops.
That was me. My bad. I'll put you.
Went ahead and added a VWAP on the chart here in Trade the Pool. This is what I use pretty exclusively for a lot of these shorter term trades on the 1 minute chart. So went ahead and added that here. That's what you're looking at here on this blue line. Good stuff so far. You know, one of the things I really like about Trade the Pool is that down here in the right-hand corner, it's counting down the seconds till that candle closes. And up here, it's counting it down here as well. It's just really, really cool stuff. Jay saying we're getting a huge move down in the dollar, market higher. DBGI breaking down here. We'll look at something else here in the prop. Tesla, man, definitely. You know, I definitely should have waited for a VWAP challenge, Lynn and Randy. I know you said $2 move your minimum. That would have been a full $1.50 had I have just waited that one out. But we're learning. We're putting it in the bank, and we're learning for the next time.
Trying to see if NCLH can take 17 now. We are getting a little bit of a pullback in the market. Let's see if we can get above 376.25s on the Qs. We could pull back really quickly to do a little bit of a trend line attempt. So move back, let's say here, 376.60s. But as long as we can stay above like the 375.50s on 5-minute closes, things like that, not back towards 375, we're still looking good on the Qs today. So let's see if they drive it. Of course, when I'm seeing the big boys kind of lift off like Apple, Microsoft, get a nice little push there, Amazon, that's going to definitely push the market. The one that's dragging a little bit behind is Tesla, but doesn't mean that it's a bad move, right? It is starting to play a little catch up here as it starts to work its way back. Look at NVIDIA's big move right there. That looks good there for me. So I'm going to go adding on NCLH here because that's what I'm in. So I'm going to add a little bit here. I looked at just try to get a little bit more of a nicer move here. All right, just added about 100 shares there.
Yeah, we got the pending home sales there, folks. Stronger than expected. U.S. pending home sales for July, 9% versus a negative 6% estimate. Previous reading was 0.4%. So nice little beat there. That was definitely unexpected. Market continuing higher here.
Market movers with a nice little $10 tip for us. I appreciate it.
We always appreciate that.
Chris asking about any tips for not leaving profits on the table remorse. Seeing my SPY calls continue to rise after selling them 20 minutes ago. So, I mean, you could always leave a runner, right? That's what some people would say, is to leave the runner, right? And then leave some break even. That's what I've done to my swing trades sometimes that have given me the biggest wins. All right, starting to get back into the green on this NCLH. So I'm going to add a little bit more here. Just added a little bit. Now ladder on pullbacks to add towards like 82 and 80. So I'm also giving it also some bidding support here as I'm looking for ads on pullbacks and looking for this continuation. NVIDIA with the move, man. That should have been the trade today, guys. I hesitated for 1 second there at 486. I could have got back to 491s. Come on, man. Struggling on that one. I'm going to be a little upset as I look back on that execution. And a lot of times when I look at my mistakes there, I think about it. Was it an execution mistake or a process mistake? It wasn't a process mistake. The trade was there. The setup was there. It was a $1 risk here for a move back up towards at least the VWAP, at least a 3-to-1 outlook perfectly set there. And you could have got more than 3-to-1 as NVIDIA starts to make its move here to almost 492. So definitely struggled on that one.
And real quickly, just to kind of go back to Chris's comment here, any tips for leaving profit on the table? So Mitch talked about being able to scale in and scale out. That's a good way to prevent leaving profits on the table. At least you remain exposed to an upside move. But I'll go a step further and I will say this all comes down to your plan. And I know that might seem like a cop-out answer, but like, for example, on my Tesla trade, my plan was to scalp that. My plan was to get one green trade on the board before we did anything else. As soon as I bought it, I was basically buying a pullback too, right? So I don't want it to keep knifing. If it keeps knifing, I got to get out. I'm not going to sit through that. I mean, you gotta have some type of risk parameter to the downside, and that's what I was monitoring. As soon as we turned green, I was like, I got some green on the screen here. I'm going to take this off so it doesn't reverse, and it kept going. My plan was to scalp. I was successful on my first trade. I'm normally not. I normally if I make a trade, especially when something's new, I make a mistake, but this one worked. So to me, my plan worked. Now the stock price went higher. I can't control what the stock price does, but what I can do is rebuy it and retrade it when it sets up. So always tell yourself that if you leave profits on the table, you will have another opportunity, and you may even have another opportunity on that same name. And once you kind of get into that mindset, you'll realize that if you have an execution plan that is repeatable, you're going to be fine at the end of the day. Try to look at the positives, as silly as it sounds. SS Trades with another tip for a super sticker. Absolutely love it.
All right. Yeah, definitely. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate the love, guys. Is
Yes.
Zunaid coming back? I'll let him speak on that. Honestly, he's been taking a time off from the show. At least from right now, we don't have that plan for him to be coming back, but you guys can always reach out to Zunaid and I'll make sure that he comes on to kind of talk about it.
I mean, we'll put it this way, Mitch. The door is always open to him. I know Zunaid.
The door is open to everybody.
Yeah, the door is open to everybody. Zunaid, he's putting his hand in other things. He's doing other things. Yeah. So He's hosting the Trader Bacon show, for example. We didn't even have that when we were on this show for a while.
Yep. There's always an infinite amount of future
Bingo, Tanner.
opportunities. I agree.
Bingo.
That's a nice mention, Tanner. Nice. I haven't seen you too often, Tanner, but maybe I've been missing you, man. But I can say that this comment is what it's all about. What are we seeing on the screen? What are we seeing on the screen? All right. So
well, here, let me address the question.
Yeah.
Where is it? Jay Hofflinger saying, so guys, is what we're seeing on the screen the Trade the Pool software? Yes. What you see on my screen right now is the Windows desktop app for Trade the Pool. Mitch is doing the same thing. So if I put Mitch's, this is the Trade the Pool software. And you can see we have it set up a little bit differently. So it's just like a broker that you're familiar with. We're just, being given leverage here.
SMCI recovering today, and that one's an interesting move, as yesterday it went up to 275, now pulled back. Now it looks like it wants to continue here. This is actually a really nice reversal there in SMCI, guys. If you want to take a look at that one, I'll show you guys that move here, and it actually looks pretty interesting. Take a look at this. Yesterday, this pulled back a significant amount in the later part of the day, where it came back from around 277, now finding hourly support around 262, just pushed off the 265 level. I'd like pullbacks below 265 to swing trade it, and maybe I could day trade it there off of the 265, but it's a little bit of a risk down to 264 and 263. Got to be able to handle that kind of range, but looking good here, SMCI.
HE going here. Some good calls from the chat here. Sydney, looks like Rick's trading it. Alexa, a lot of good calls here. Look at HE.
That's
this thing
tradable.
Is ripping here. So I know a lot of people in here were trading HE. Looking. Geez, too much coffee for me. Looking real good right now. No position for me. Definitely want to wait for a pullback here, but this one looking good.
Man, that Palantir got me out, guys, on that quick little pullback, and look where it's at. It's in the green. So I can't be too frustrated about trading that one, but hey, we'll see what happens, how it goes sometimes. All right, CCL starting to go higher. That's a good outlook for me. I'm looking for RCL to go higher also. So let's see if that can make a little move and hold the 100, start moving higher. Apple's been continuing to push, man. That should have been the stock that I grabbed today, because I was talking about it on pre-market prep. I saw maybe 200s possible for their iPhone event, and that thing's just driving higher right now. Apple is, at least.
Yeah, it sure is.
And look at that. It's already to almost 87. And at least I have it on the swing trade account already today. So that's in the green. That's almost up 0.39% already. So that's not doing too bad there, but definitely need to be taking a stock like this on that pullback VWAP today. 185 was a beautiful pullback attempt for it to go right back up, and it went right there. I'd be selling. I would have sold probably a calf at 186 and then kept the break-even runner. Amazon still at a position here where it could pop a little bit and keep going. So I like that pullback here to 135.25 is how that held. Let's see if they take the 135.50s and just drive it higher now. I could take a trade here off of 135.30s. Let's see what we get here in the Qs. Did we just get a continued drive forward? The Qs are pretty strong right now. You can see it here on the 5-minute, how it's been like this 3-minute candle pattern, right? Are we just going to continue through? Or are we going to pull back? The strength's there. Let's see if it keeps going. Nvidia now starting to pull back a little bit here off the 492.50s.
ICCT moving higher after some of those nasty pullbacks.
Okay.
ICCT just too crazy for me, man.
Yeah, ICCT, that's a little bit too much for me. What you seeing out there? on the scanners.
ICCT. Scanner really kind of dried up, to be quite honest with you. Not a whole lot on here. Well, I'm sure that'll change. But ICCT, man, this thing is crazy. Look at a firm. That's having another strong day. See if that can take out the high. NAOV bouncing here. Here we go on NAOV. I have no position in this. Let's see if we can do this in the prop. NAOV. We're going to do 200 shares. I want this.
What's going on with the Unity trying to take 37.20s. Roku went red to green. Those were good outlooks. I just didn't play my outlook from the morning. Definitely not playing those outlooks. Just is costing me here, guys. Roku red to green. That was one of the stocks I was looking at. Unity, that was one of the stocks. Just didn't watch these red to greens. That's exactly what it was kind of a look for today. Just not playing it right. I'm off my game, man. Just got to bounce back, but definitely off my game. Apple driving higher. 187 getting taken out there. Man, Palantir now 1580s. Continuing. Definitely didn't play that one right. That's
NAOV pull back towards the VWAP here.
I had a really good buy there. Just stopped out for like literally 1 penny.
See if we get another flush here in NAOV. Right to that VWAP. Broke the VWAP. See if it holds here. Okay, I'm going to grab 200 here. Hope that we bounce. Okay, we're bouncing here. Just low share amount. What I'd really like to see is another move towards 3 on this. We're trying to buy the pullbacks, trying to buy right above VWAP. If it cracks through VWAP, we can just sell, take the loss.
Carvana ripping today up about 5%. Big move up on Carvana. Toll Brothers continuing. KBH. It's like Buffett was right, man. DraftKings pushing, man. Oh, missing that NFL trade, guys. Oh, man, I missed my opportunity on that pullback. That's how it goes sometimes.
NAOV bouncing here. Let's see if we can get up to 3 here on NAOV. Oh, I have the wrong screen up. Let me show you what I'm looking at. This is where I'm at. 200 shares long on NAOV. Kind of going small here. We'll see if this can keep pushing. Really want it to. By going to smaller position size, we should be able to wait this out a little bit longer. Traded NAOV in my regular accounts. I've already got some gains booked there. We'll see if we can get some more gains booked here in the prop account. Let's see if we can go higher and challenge that 3 on NAOV. Not going to let the trade go red. I'm just going to stop out if it comes back in.
All right, Q's going higher. I like Penn here, as a lot of gambling stocks are doing really well today. That really hasn't taken off, but I feel like some buying could come in here. SMCI did a little pullback there and already recovered to 263s. 264 pullbacks looks good on that one.
Yeah, Cressy, don't chase. That's good discipline. Telling yourself that you can't chase these is good discipline. No sense in doing that. Remember, if NAOV comes back into that 270 level that I bought it at, we're just not going to let the trade go red. We're just going to keep ourselves out of the red today. Hopefully this breaks back through 280, through 290, and then tests 3. And if we do that, we can be out. Trying for this VWAP bounce effectively.
Just looking back at NVIDIA is just having me just like, man, come on, Mitch. Oh, man. Got to execute better on that one. Up to 294 now. I could have had it at 186. That's going to be frustrating.
Just watching NAOV here. It's kind of in no man's land, and it feels like it could go either way here. And again, don't want to let this go red. I guess I could set a stop, but I'm not sure how to set it in here. So
you could set a stop.
Yeah, I just don't know how to do it, and because I'm mid trade, I'm just trying to focus on the trade. Still hoping we get another volume push here on NAOV. It'd take us above the 280 level. There was a lot of stock traded at 279 earlier, so I'm sorry, Mitch. Go ahead.
No, you're good. At least for the understanding of it, you just go to order type on the top left window.
Oh, okay. So I don't want to do it through
limit. There is
stop loss.
You can do it too. You can do it too right there.
Yeah.
But that's more like on an interval. So if you look to the left hand, the order entry window, you could also put it there, and then you can have that set. So you change the order type to from limit to stop, or stop limit, whatever you'd want to put. Or you can change it to market, and you could also mark it out, whatever you like. There's trailing stops also in that order type, if you like trailing stops. And there's also OCO orders. But you could also just sell at market. That's what I do a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing to exit. Okay, so you just saw NAOV there. It came back in towards my level, but I didn't sell it because it didn't break it. It didn't violate that. And look at the bounce that we're getting. And we're getting a volume pop a little bit here. This is exactly what I wanted to see, although I do want to see it go a little bit more. With only 200 shares, I'd like to make more than $20. Now come back up to this 290. 283 right now. Come on, NAOV. You've got the strength. You've had it all morning. Let's show it. Let's show it here. 285's got some size. We'll see if that gets taken down. Come on, NAOV. You've been doing so good.
NVIDIA is starting to pull back. We're starting to get a little bit of a pullback there in the markets. We could go back for a VWAP attempt here.
There's that 285 size. They're hitting it, so it's real. They're just unable to clear it yet. If that falls, though, I think this gets some more juice. There goes 285. They're hitting it. Oh, they're refilling it. I see what's going on there. Yeah, they take that. I think this might scream higher. They refilled it. There it goes. Okay, I don't know if we're screaming higher yet, but we're moving higher. There's the 290 that we were waiting for. God, am I glad we stayed in on this one. Let's go to 3, folks. Come on, NAOV. You know you want to. See, sometimes I like to talk to the stocks. Unsure if it actually does anything, though.
Ryan's killing it. Keep going after it, my friend.
Here we go. Come on. Let's go to 3, NAOV. This is part of our plan. Let's go. Let's go. We're going to snap 3, boom, and through, and we're going to take that off right there. All right, 2 good trades here. We're in good shape. Made more than that than I did on the Tesla scalp. Only 200 shares, but what we're going to do, Ryan is good at climax. JDK, let's keep this a family show, huh? Definitely, if this were the main account, that first NAOV trade, that's first scalp that I did in my main account was 600 shares. So in the prop account here, just trying to start building it up, went with a little bit lower share size, allowed for this to happen. Really good move here on NAOV. By having better entry, it was much easier to actually trade this. When it pulled back and it looked like it was going to break down, it was just no big deal to me because I was already in from slightly lower. In the previous trade, I actually bought it as we crossed through VWAP, and my entry wasn't nearly as good as, let's say, Jay and Dave. Getting a better entry on this second time allowed me to kind of hang on to that a little bit longer. So good job there. Good job booking gains. Up about $100 here on day one.
Doing good, my friend. Doing good. I've been on the struggles.
We'll get you out of it, man.
Hey, it's just how it is, man. Definitely in the funk. I'm just not listening to myself. And that's when it gets hard. Not listening to myself. I was on the right stocks. Market opens. I'm on the wrong stocks. Just not sticking to the pre-market outlook there.
All right, let me go back to Pro.
Yeah, Palantir still climbing. That looks good there, but
we will start looking for more opportunities here. NAOV, the next opportunity here is a range break to the highs, but I don't want to play that because those have not been great. It's 13 as a tip for you, Mitch. You got to talk to the stocks just like Ryan does. Whisper sweet nothings of bullishness into their ears. 13. I wish I could say that worked all the time, but that is hilarious. Yeah, and Matthew's right here. You got this, bro. One good winner changes everything around. We got you, Mitch.
Yeah, it just is. I mean, it's nobody's but mine, you know? It's my execution off right now, and so when execution's falling, that's when you're really going to make mistakes. So you got to keep trying. I'm trying to get in here on SMCI, guys. We'll see what happens. Trying to get in at VWAP and below.
The Qs are heading lower. Good call there, HMA. With that, it's taking Tesla. So here, let me actually go back to the prop account, because if we do get Tesla, we'll try trading this again. What I want to see is what happens down here, right? What happens down here when it comes down here, if it does. We're beneath VWAP here. Qs lower. To me, it sure looks like this is going to go lower, at least with the momentum that we have. Mitch, I'm going to run to the washroom. I'll be right back.
You got it, my friend. Trying to get into SMCI here. Just the hardest stock to get in here, guys, because it's spread. So you got to be careful. There we go. Just got a little bit. 10 shares. I got to set my stop for NCLH. It's probably going to get me out on this one, but hey. I don't want it to go through 1670s. That's kind of like the max. So I'm just going to set the stop at the 69. So I can stop worrying about that and come back to SMCI. So I like this one on the VWAP bounce. Let's see if it can bounce off of the VWAP and get back to 266. Start lowering my second order to add, because it just keeps going lower and lower. And so I'm trying to ladder it down, get fills on ladder. Getting more extension down. So you're just pulling it back as I'm seeing the Qs pull back. You see right there, there's that expansion move. Helping myself moving really quick off the order there. Man, that was a quick move on the Qs. Qs are moving down fast, guys. Look at that. Move all the way to the bottom of the range there. If we see it break this bottom of the range, that's where it's going to be definitely dangerous. All right, I'm going to try to get one more ad here. Okay, just got one more.
Yeah. Lynn, by the way, love
Hold
this
off,
comment.
that's the last
Market
one.
taking an overall turn down, looking for entries. With you there. Want to buy it when it's on support. That's the whole name of the game right now. So right now I'm watching the same thing. I'm watching the Qs. I'm watching Tesla. I'm trying to figure out, when does Tesla bottom? We'll go ahead and try and play it again to the upside.
All right, guys, so I'm just slightly in the red here. I do want to add one more time, but I want to be careful with that ad. It could be down by a 260 spot.
Jay, remind me, are you short Meta? I think we've talked about this before, but I can't remember what your position might be here on Meta. I hate this stock. No position, but I'm just wondering what you have in it. Meta weak all day. Tesla going lower, Q's going lower here.
I got stopped out on that NCLH. It's not having it, guys. Lately, completely off.
NAOV went through the high, so that high range break did work. I didn't play it. NAOV has been ripping. Jay, you say you're not in Meta now. Let me know what you do with Meta. I'm interested in that, especially if you short it. Zhao saying, very difficult to make a family show out of day trading, but you guys do it nicely. You know, Zhao, we try. One of the things I was explaining to the happy hour crew last night was that for me, one of the big things is having some type of positive group to go to, because this job is not hard. Mitch is telling you right now, Mitch is going through kind of a downdraft here, and he's struggling. It's our job as traders and friends to help him, at least in my opinion. I don't like seeing other people struggle. So if there's anything that we can do with the community here to kind of be a positive influence, that's what we're going to do. Mitch and I have been committed to that from the beginning, and we will keep trying to do that. And I appreciate all of you trying to do the same thing.
All right, guys. So here we got the downturn there in the Qs. We're going to look to see if we could get a VWAP bounce, but it cut through the 374.50s like butter there. If it cuts through 374, that's where I got to really be careful, because we could just be going into a red reversal here off of the kind of the 10-15 time. We've been going straight down here, and now we're taking another hit. It just hit that 374. I might have to actually get out of this SMCI. We'll see what happens. I feel like I'm in a decent sized position here, close to 261s, but we need the Qs to bounce. Qs don't bounce, I get destroyed here. Nvidia pulling back also a significant amount, and I am seeing some bottoming there on that chart, but we'll see if this bounces right back up, or does it get crushed through the 486 spot. So you can see it actually almost went back to that 486 spot where I got in last time, where I wanted to get in last time on the 486 turnaround here. Now it's gone down towards 46.50s. Let's see if it comes back here. Qs are very important too. The Qs are like just getting hit right here really quickly to the downside. And so I'm looking to see if it can recover back towards 374.50s. If it could get back there, it won't be looking too bad, but back through 374, be careful out there, bulls.
Tesla, really good bounce here. I actually didn't get it. Mitch, we're getting a question here from Marty. Marty says, Mitch, can we take a quick glance at the industries that are holding their gains today? You have that set up. Would you mind running through that real quick?
Yeah, I can take a look at that really quickly. Industrials are leading, and they're pulling back. They're below VWAP. So just to give you guys that outlook, you can take a look at XLI. Maybe you can throw up some ticker names as I call these out. So XLI is how you can take a look at industrials. Then utilities is behind that, pulling back. Everything's pretty much pulled back below VWAP now. And so what's the weakest? The weakest is communication services. So like your names like Verizon and AT&T yesterday, probably pretty weak now. Basic materials pulling back also. What's in the red there? Steel, agricultural, and aluminum. You got industrial metals also taking a hit. Silver making a pullback. Gold still slightly in the green. Lumber leading the up action there. Financials going back to red. That's one thing that I wanted to look out for. We'll see if the global banks go red today. That's something definitely to keep an eye out. And regional banks getting weak. Healthcare in the red now, and technology just slightly up, 0.2 from the open. It's like just barely up right now. Let's see if the Qs come back here, or do we get a 374 takedown? That's going to matter a lot here. NVIDIA trying to lead the action here, as NVIDIA likes to do. It's almost there back to 490s. We'll see if that continues. Apple was a really hot stock, right? Now it's giving us an opportunity on the pullback here to add, at least for the swing, and it's off VWAP. 186 seems like an interesting level there for me. Don't mind this. I have about 185.98 for the average on Apple for the swing. I'm looking for maybe below 186 to add here on Apple, because I still like Apple, but it is pulling back pretty fast.
Real quick, Tesla, this man, I'm starting to see these patterns. So Tesla here, I didn't take this. It moved a little bit quickly for me. I didn't take it, but nice bounce here. Dead bottom of this. 251.95, currently at 253.40, so almost that full $2 move here. Really wish I could have caught this one. Last time we went through the VWAP, we really ripped higher, so we'll watch that and see if that materializes here.
All right, looking really good now on the bounce on SMCI. We'll see if I can get back into the green, guys, on the day. SMCI starting to lift there now. I have 260.97 offers off of 263s, so we're looking good on that right now. It just needs to take back up. The Qs need to take back up, and you can see the Qs bounced off of that 374.50 spot on a 5-minute candle. That's going to be a definite outlook to kind of keep a watch. So you see this kind of reversal action. Wicks can be tricks. We recovered. Now we want to see it if it gets back up into 375.50 level. That's the next level, and I'm looking to see a take on this 5-minute candle. Let's see if we get just drive back here.
Tesla,
so now definitely below 374.50s. Watch out. What you got, my friend?
Tesla just got rejected at VWAP, but it's not really pulling back all that much. Might be stronger a second time through. Dave said he added to SMCI, so it looks like Dave's also trading that along with you, Mitch.
Yeah, I'm treating it kind of like a swing trade, and that's what's helping me a little bit here, guys. So this is kind of more of like my swing trading size that I kind of play with, and you guys can see this is not monster size, right? But that gives me an ability to slowly size in here. So looking good here. Now I'm already, if I wanted to, I could get back green on the day. So I'm looking to get 265s on the first share size here. Let's see if I can get it. If I can sell half, I'll sell it there.
Tesla having a little bit of a battle here right beneath the VWAP.
Putting it out in the 70s right now, 264.70s. Just trying to get some to sell there and take a good first half out, and then look for the rest break even. 265 showing up there on the offer, so I'm going to raise it up here towards the 80s here. Trying to get it through that 265 and take some profit. What do you got, my friend?
Took some Tesla right here, but I got kind of a poor fill, so I'm going to be very, very careful with this one. VWAP, I got it 253.75. Let's see if we can push higher from here. VWAP 253.85 on Trade the Pool. The buy that I got was 253.84, so 1 penny beneath that VWAP. Let's see if we push up here. 50 shares long on Tesla.
Trying to get some out already to at least take some profits, right? I got to take some profits here. Now I should get hit on some profits here. Let's see if I get it. I'll let you guys know when I get some out.
Tesla's struggling with the VWAP here. It's got to move above this for this to work here. We got to have some strength here, or this is probably going to come back in. We'll see here on Tesla. Big pull here. Breaks the bottom of this candle. We're going to have to close this.
All right, guys, got some out there. Now I'm taking some profits there, and I'm back only down 20 bucks, but in a position of strength here from 260.97 as SMCI looks to go through the high of the day. I'm going to give it a chance from now on, break even on the rest. Let the runner try to build me into a deep green position for the day. Let's see what happens. Going back to you, my friend.
Tesla was rejected again at that VWAP, but it's not breaking down, so I'm staying in. Here we go. Move through the VWAP again. Let's see if we can push now on Tesla. This is what we needed here.
All right, guys, we'll start putting out orders deep into the green here to try to get some more out on SMCI, but SMCI has a big move that I think could happen here. So I want to give it a chance to really run on the hourly. The hourly looks great here for pullbacks to hold the 265 now and continue going. And 265 is a good room from where I am. So I'm going to let pullbacks happen now and let this kind of run and work. This is how I've gotten into the best positions. Earlier, we got asked, how do you kind of not leave money on the table? I'm going to try to do that right now, guys. So I put some profit in the bank today just to make sure that no matter what, from here on out, if I lose the day, it'll be $20 down. But look at the net profit right now. It's at 84. That would put me plus 60 on the day, right? I'm looking to expand the win. And I also have another half sell order, about half, right? Because I have 15. I have 7 ready to go. But I'm just going to look at hourly resistance. When's the next hourly resistance for me that I'm looking to come into play? 268, 268.30s, around that level, 268.32. So I can go ahead and look to sell some there. 268. Let's go ahead and let's do 268.10. That's going to be fine for me to sell the next little portion. And then from that level, the rest will be no matter what, break even, just to let it grind and grind higher. We'll see if it can keep pushing. Apple's another one that I liked on pullback. This actually looks interesting here, but we want to see the Qs take out the highs. Qs are still battling there. It went to 375.50 like I talked about just a little while ago. I wanted to see the 375.50 move. It did it. Now let's see it hold this on the pullback. This trend line is important. If we could really hold above that in this 5-minute candle, we're going to be looking good. So take out of 375.80s or 376 on the next, let's say, 5 to 15 minutes is what I'm going to be looking for to show strength that the bulls are taking another run.
Yeah, and that SPY pullback coincided with a Tesla move down here. Still in is, even though we broke beneath that candle, it was very, very quick to rebound. Still think Tesla could take this back out, but if it can't muster up the strength, we're just going to take the loss on the second trade here. We'll still be in the green for the day. Let's see if Tesla can move above that 253.84 level. Come on, Tesla.
Matthew, bringing some information about banks. I think this is also important. Banks are not looking good for me. Both Bank of America and JPM dropped together. Any reason why? Matthew, this is something I've been talking about on Start Swing Trade. If you want to look into a little bit more, come over today. That's going to be at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on Benzinga, of course. That's where I talk a little bit more about rotation. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that there. But it has something to do with the outlook of overall prolonged interest rates affecting regional banks and maybe some more conditions coming in to hurt them. I'll go back to you, Ryan. I'm still looking at SMCI. I can show you guys that too. So SMCI now pulling back a little bit, but it got there to the 267 spot. We got a high right now of 267.18. There's 268. I'm about to get hit there on some profit there, trying to get hit a little bit more now. Let's see if I can get it here, team. Trying to take a little bit more out there. There we go. We just took a little bit more. It took another $48.
Nice,
now 27 in the green, and it's at 268. Now I'm in what I call position of power, right? I mean, look where the stock is. It's 268. I'm at 260s. So now I can just go ahead and do what? I'm going to just set the stop here. I can go straight up and just set the stop. 260. And we're going to do 261. Like 20s just to protect us because this stock has a wide spread, right? So I'm not going to put it exactly at break even because I want to make sure that I get out just in case it starts to come back down. And so there I could set this up and I could drag it now from moving on. If I want to drag it up with the price action, I can just drag it up. Coming to you, my friend.
Tesla moving here. Finally broke through that. The patience is paying off. So up some more here. I want to see if Tesla can keep pushing. Let's go. Let's go, Tesla.
Yeah. And Ryan, we're going to switch this view tomorrow, and I want to let you
Okay.
guys know so that we can see this a little clearer. It just takes a little bit to get to the clearness. Now it's perfectly clear. But looks good there, my friend. You're doing good, Ryan. I love it. And I think it's important how Ryan's thinking about it today. You see him not just overextending himself, just trying to take little greens, little greens. That's how it's actually a good thing, especially when you start a new account. It's so important the first week if you can go green, because you don't feel like kind of the pressure that I'm feeling right now. I had first week red, and it is pressure. That's just what it is. That's life. That's trading. Q's looking like I want to take that high. I'm looking if Apple wants to go ahead and take off from the 186. If it goes through 187.50s, that's going to give me a good outlook that we could get this next drive. Microsoft is trying to recover too. It's a little bit of a mixed signal there. Google looking a little bit stronger, coming towards 136.50s for that break. And I'm just going through names on the right-hand side. Don't worry about that, guys. I just want to always call out the leadership because I love following leadership. NVIDIA went back towards that 186.50s, and it bounced all the way to 493s. What a monster NVIDIA is. I mean, trading that is ridiculous, guys. I'll show you guys that right now. So look at the action in NVIDIA. We just talked about how it came back towards where I wanted to get it around the 486. It goes right back to the top of the range. Top of the range, bottom of the range. Top of the range, bottom of the range. Look to your left. You have that given to you in the pre-market. Bottom of the range, top of the range. So you see this? This is how you attack a stock like NVIDIA. You look at the huge range and you give yourself an ability get through this wick, which is really hard. I'm not gonna lie. You first go in through it right here at 487. That wick through is a little tough to get through, but once you see that big recovery, we can also start looking to see if those lows are holding. So one low, two lows, three lows. We can get maybe one more up here, but you want to see that higher low trend continue now.
So Mitch, I actually didn't even realize this in real time. So what you'll see here is if I go to my filled orders, you'll notice that when I changed the Tesla order share, I changed it in the upper left box and I changed it to 50. But when I bought it from the ladder, I had 100 in the quantity here. All right. So if we look down here, what actually happened is I bought 100 shares, not 50. And then I bought another 100 shares when I was trying to exit. So I was actually 200 shares long. I ended up figuring out what was going on, filled before I took a loss, ended up with a gain. But man, that could have really been bad. Total here plus 130 on the day in the prop account today. This is what I mean about wanting to go slowly. This is my first time ever using this. It's my first time kind of learning the software. I didn't have any practice, no paper trading practice. Very, very happy that I was able to fix my mistake and get out there with a gain. But we're going to keep working at this, Mitch. We're going to keep working at it.
You guys let us know how you guys enjoying this. Are you guys having a good time? It feels like it's a good show here, guys. We are battling, and we're always getting after it, guys. So like always, smash the like button. If you guys enjoy the transparency, seeing everything, hit that like button down below. This is how we grow this show, right? If you guys want to keep us on and us not ever disappear, all you got to do, just hit that like button down below. And I do want to give you guys a little bit of insight on Trade the Pool, but I also want to tell you guys about a really cool opportunity today to catch Kathy Woods, 2 p.m.
Yes.
Don't miss it. The Raz Report, Jason Raznick, Kathy Wood. You know that she predicted the grayscale thing already, Ryan? She already predicted it in this interview. Don't miss it, team. Last time it was fireworks. I talked about it yesterday with our 200,000 subscriber push. And shout out to everybody that is subscribed. A big thank you for you guys. We wouldn't have made it to 200,000 if you guys out there don't hit that subscribe button below. So we're going to keep pushing here. Look at the strength there in NVIDIA already. It seems like it's a good tech day so far. Let's see if it continues to drive higher. We'll see what's going on here. Looking for SMCI now to hold VWAPs on pullback and just continue higher. VWAP is up there to like about 262, 263. So I'm feeling comfortable about where we're at. Now we can just let this kind of work and try to drive higher.
NAOV, folks, this thing has been just absolutely what? Oh, Yeah,
Ooh,
I'll switch
absolutely
this up,
wild,
Mitch.
man.
I'll switch this up, Mitch. But you can see we actually look at this power candle here. NAOV. I mean, I know I scalped it for the. I also really like this about Trade the Pool. They got to buy and they got to sell, and then they measure where that actually was, so I can see it
Oh, that was
graphically
a
on how
pretty
much I
stock,
piked it.
man. Pretty stock there, guys. I
Yep.
like it. I like it. And what do I talk about? What do you want to see with these penny stocks? I talked about this yesterday. And you guys can rewind to the show and you guys can hear about it. What do I talk about? You want to see repetitive patterns, right? I said this yesterday. You guys call me out if I'm lying here, but that's what you guys want to be looking for. Repetitive patterns. So you see how this starts to get kind of repetitive patterns. That's what you're going to be looking for a lot of the times when these continue. They repeat the pattern. You know what this is a lot? I think this is the algos when they have control. They know that it's going to come back here and they're buying up based on that. They buy on the break, they buy more on the pullback. They buy on the break, they buy more on the pullback. They sell some, buy it. Sell some, buy it.
Jay with a great comment here. This is a great show today. I wanted to see the software in action before I started my free trial. I'll be joining you guys tomorrow in trading in the pool. Jay, this is exactly why we do this, right? We want, and what's great about this, I'm actually kind of happy that I got to this a little bit late and I didn't have much practice with it, because I want you folks to see what I'm going through when we're actually in the moment. I just flubbed a Tesla trade and somehow got out of it with a gain. And I'm up $130 on my first day using this with no practice. I expect this to get better. I expect my execution and my familiarity with the tools that I'm using to get better. Mitch and I are actually going to go through some of this and figure out what other types of tools can benefit and help find picks. And we will share that with you. So absolutely love hearing this. This is working exactly as we had hoped. Glad that you folks are enjoying your time.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's keep going. And of course, like always, you guys can see in the description below, hit that description, go ahead and join us on Trade the Pool. And I want to give you guys, of course, the raffle, right? And get you guys into the raffle. Are you guys into the raffle yet? Come on, team. I want to see you guys going ahead, hitting that like button, letting everybody know about the raffle. If you haven't signed up already, this is how you can win an account. So, Joe, you guys out there, you guys want to go ahead and have a possibility to win an account? Well, you might want to join the raffle. I think we got like 1 day left.
RS saying, which software you guys are you talking about, guys? Take a look at the top banner of the show here. It is our new sponsor, Trade the Pool. You can access it by hitting that QR code. Mitch can also put up a bigger one. This is the client that this is the desktop client that you use in order to trade the stocks in the pool. And I will say, Mitch, I completely second you. I am already shocked at how many stocks are actually available for you to trade here. This is really awesome. And I know that one of the things I'm going to do is focus on Tesla and see if I can keep hitting those patterns. Definitely something that I'm going to try to do, but I am impressed with the amount of stocks that you can trade in this.
Yeah, guys, I definitely want to keep some profits here, so I'm going to let this kind of work here, but I am seeing NVIDIA pull back a little bit, so I got to keep just being smart, just raising my stop a little bit to make sure that it works here, but that I have secured profits. That's what I'm looking at now.
RS, not possible to trade MT4 on Trade the Pool. I don't know what MT4 is, but the good news here is that we have Gil from Trade the Pool in our chat, able to help you with some of your support questions. Gil, if you're still around, maybe you know what this means. I don't have an answer for it. Love to see the questions, the curiosity, and the participation, though.
Sam wants to know a little bit more about the packages. Let's do that, right? I can take you guys to the website right here. So just let me just go ahead. I'll pull that up right now, and you guys can take a look at it right here. We'll just go through it ourselves, right? And so, of course, look. Oh, I opened it up, guys, to the website. What do you guys see? 20% off, guys. What are you waiting for? This is what I'm talking about. As soon as you open the website, you should see this, and you should be able to get funded until August 31st. And you guys see the timing right there with 20% off. And so I would definitely jump on that offer just because I can tell you right now, as long as I've been seeing Trade the Pool, I have yet to see a 20% off discount. And so, like always, I'm definitely a bargain shopper. I like to bargain shop. So you guys get that opportunity. Let's talk about the different packages and what you see us using right here. So there's a smaller package, right? There's the 97 that could get you buying power of $20,000. Right? This might be better for the smaller traders that are just getting started. But what do you see me and Ryan using right here? We're doing, of course, the introduction to the super buying power. So that's how you were seeing Ryan grab that much of Tesla. Because essentially, even on when you're going through the package, you got that 80,000 of buying power. Of course, you got to be careful, right? You got a maximum drawdown of 2,100, and you'll lose this. But if you go ahead and you get towards the profit target, which is 4,200, right? 2 times your daily max drawdown, you'll be able to go ahead and get this account and get towards that payout split, right? 60-40. I know that you guys want to get after it. The minimum trades you got to make is about 30. And I can tell you that's really easily done. You have up to 45 days to get this done. And there's ways to even extend that. So I would definitely focus on taking it nice and easy. I personally think that this daily loss is even too wide. 700 is your daily loss max for each day. I think that's even too wide here. But there's even the extra buying power that gets you up to 160,000 for 475. And then you can go all the way to the ultimate buying power. Of course, this is what I would recommend for the expert traders out there and that maybe don't have a PDT account, but you're just killing it out the waters. Well, think about this. You can have up to $260,000 of buying power with the ultimate buying power package. And I mean, at that point, let's just be honest. You can send me the pictures of the Lambos if you have that much money to trade with. Because to tell you the truth, I'd even have to take a deep breath if I had $260,000 in any one position. But hey, for the experts out there, this might make sense for you also. So like I mentioned, we're doing the super buying power. You guys check out Trade the Pool, get your 20% off. And of course, it's going to be from that 300, right? This isn't including the discount. So get your discount today, guys.
NAOV going for the high. New highs on NAOV.
Like I mentioned, there's the bigger package, right? So RS, you're saying that one's too low. Well, in the in the extra buying power one, and also in the ultimate, you can go down daily loss of 2,000. I think 2,000 might be enough for you. But hey, if 2,000 is not enough for you, then man, RS, you gotta let us know how you're doing, man. And what's the green side? I want to know the green side of that account. Here's SMCI looking like it wants to continue through the 268. Now it's really looking good because what is it doing? It's holding the 9 EMA pullbacks and prior resistance as support. So now I'm going to be looking for this to kind of hold, right? So it's already gone through some pullback action. So I could look for this to kind of keep holding here and then just continue pushing those levels there. So I kind of like how that's holding well there. I'm going to actually raise my stop now to 264. As I look for this to take out to 268 and continue going through. At this point, if it goes to 264, I probably want out anyways. So at this point, I can just continue to raise this up and work this position higher. All right, and just another thing to keep in mind, always the risk to return is important. We'll see if we can keep this driving higher, but oh, look at NVIDIA. Nice little pop there, and NVIDIA to 494s. This looks like it wants maybe higher here. Look at that. Just push towards going to the intraday highs.
Sure does.
Wow. That was a nice little push there. The Qs, look how it's holding the trend line. We drew this, guys, right here.
Look how it's trying to break out. Look how it's trying to break out from that previous high too.
Hey guys, sometimes I might be able to even sometimes read the Qs, but not trade them. So hopefully you guys out there can master it. And that's what it's all about here, guys. It's just helping each other out, right? Because the truth is, I can't tell you guys what to trade, but we can point towards the flags, what's showing up in the market, what are we seeing out there. Of course, I took a couple of trades today that weren't too bad. Look at Palantir. Palantir hasn't come back to my entries since the beginning. I just set the stop too tight there on Palantir, but not looking bad at all. Look at Palantir now to 1594s. I had 1550s. Not too bad, right? And it shows my execution was off today, not my process. And that's okay too. Learn from that. If it's not your process, you don't have to stress so much. You just have to go and think about what's going on in your execution and why you're struggling there. But man, Nvidia takeoff, guys. Look at that. 495 now. This is looking pretty strong. Look at Apple. Apple still hasn't gone. Let's see if it just takes off right now. A little part of me feels like taking a bet even on this right here, because this looks like I can bet like what, like 20 cents off the VWAP and look for a move towards 487, which is already 50 cents. The intraday high at 487.67 looks pretty good. All right, guys, it's 10:55, so I'm not going to take this trade right now because I know I'm going to have to go into some meetings in a little bit, but this actually looks pretty interesting for me on Apple. I already have the swing trade on Apple from the 186 level, so I'm going to keep riding that out. I'll talk a little bit more about that, of course, on Start Swing Trade. Amazon has pulled back a good amount, so if there's anything that I'd be looking at, maybe to see if Amazon can recover VWAP and go through 135. We'll see that later in the day if that does happen. Of course, don't miss today and later is today's interview with Cathie Wood. That's coming up at 2 p.m. Eastern. And of course, you guys can check all that out right here on Benzinga. Exclusive interview with Cathie Wood. No one else will have this. This is why you want to be tuning in right here on Benzinga, of course. All right, Ryan, I got to give it to you, my friend. You killed it, man. Tell us a little bit about your day before you get out of here.
Yeah, so basically just looking for really short-term trades so that I can control my risk and make sure that I don't get anywhere near the daily loss limit. I literally was let into my account this morning, or as I opened the show with, I had a snafu with the sign up. It was my fault. Their support resolved it very quickly. I really like it. I like the fills, especially. I like some of the different things on the chart. I like how the ladder shows what the high is and what the VWAP is and where your buy is. I like the way the charts look, where it shows you what you traded. It's easy to add indicators to the chart. It's actually really easy to set this window up. So I really like what I'm seeing here, Mitch. I'm excited to be getting to get going with this, and I'm also excited to see how many stocks are actually in this pool. I think there was one stock that I couldn't pull up, and I ended up not wanting to trade it anyway. So as I'm speaking here, Tesla taking out this high and moving higher. This would have been another great trade, folks. I'm going to try and use this trade the pool to figure out Tesla's movements and just hit it over and over today. We made 3 very small trades today, 3 for 3 on those trades, plus 130 on the account today. This is going to give me a little bit of breathing room for tomorrow session.
Love to hear it. And good job, my friend, today performing on your first day there and trade the pool. And like always, get your 20% before that runs out August 31st. And I definitely want to see you guys check it out. You guys see it, the Benzinga right on the top there. They're supporting us just like we're supporting them. Like always, you guys can check that out and get your 14-day free trial. And you guys can also just check out the platform and maybe get the package, but also check out the demo for a little bit. SMCI continuing to climb here. So I'm looking pretty good on that trade to just continue letting that work. And I'm letting that grind higher and higher to give me what? The potential return of 6 to 1, right? And that could help me on all those trades that I struggled with. Sometimes we got to ride our winners. Right now, I'm trying to grind this higher. If I can get into, let's say, the 270s today. SMCI top outlook that I'm going to be looking at, and I look at this on the hourly outlook, is I go to the hourly and I take a look at what's the next levels. I was looking at here for the first sale. The next ones could be at 270 and up here into the 273 spot. So if we can get to 270, I could look at that, or 273 for top outlook, but I'm just going to continue grinding with my stop and moving it closer and closer as I get this nice action on SMCI today.
And real quick, one more thing, Mitch, before I head out here. Barbecue saying, I tried trade the pool years ago and I hated it. It gave me bad fills and on an average an 8 cents against me. So I was immediately in the hole to start. I hope they have gotten better at this. I'll say this. I didn't notice that today. Fills were really good for me today. They were spot on. I was using market orders on volatile instruments and I was getting the price that I thought. The only thing that happened today is that I I accidentally bought 100 instead of 50, and then I didn't sell it, and I added to the position, but I was able to correct it really quickly. Barbecue, I would say reach out to their team and tell them about that. I think that it is better. I didn't notice anything here today. And the other thing that I want to mention here is we're talking a lot about trade the pool here, but remember, the way that we found some of these plays that we were going to play today was in Benzinga Pro. I used Benzinga Pro as the supplemental tool that it is to find what was moving, what the gap was, came up with a strategy for NAOV, also reviewed the news and what the community and what the squawk was saying. So by using Benzinga Pro, I was able to isolate which targets I was going to trade today, and then I executed them correctly via Trade the Pool. An awesome combination. And I'm really excited. Didn't one of those packages come with Benzinga Pro or something, Mitch?
Yeah, we are going to get it on there. Right now, we're working it to set up, but you will get the opportunity when you sign up to Trade the Pool to also get Benzinga Pro. And they have plenty of partnerships that they have there available. And what are they trying to do? Just give you some more tools to help you for success, right? That's what Benzinga Pro is all about, trying to help you get to success, right? We can't guarantee because that's not what it's for. You got to use the tools the right way. Reach out to us if you want to better understand Trade the Pool or Benzinga Pro. That's what Ryan and I are here for. We're going to continue battling like always right here, guys. You guys can keep up with all the action on live trading. Now we're going to switch over to the one, the only, you guys know my man, Zunade, I think his name is, right? I think the chat was asking for him a little bit earlier. And guess what? If you guys speak loud enough, he just might hear it. Let's go ahead. Let's bring on my guy. We'll get Ryan. Let's start hopping out of here. But I think Ryan even wants to see Zunade. I think that's what it is. Let's bring him on. What's up, my friend? How we doing?
I'm like talent on demand. The chat asks and then I appear. It's like a genie in a bottle type thing here.
Yeah, it's just like that, right? You're a little
Ryan, how's your
bottle?
Before we go, Ryan, it's been a minute since I've talked to you. How's your golf game before we get to all access here? Improve? Oh, it's that bad?
No, I was going through what I called the yips. I couldn't make contact at all. I went to the range yesterday and my irons were popping. I was absolutely smacking the ball all over the place. Pretty much all of them had some incredible distance on my nine. So it's back and forth, but I think I'm right at that level where I take the next step up.
All right. Well, I'll look forward to seeing you on the PGA Tour, my friend.
All right. We'll get Ryan out of here.
Right. I don't have a response to that. I'm out.
See you later, pal. Appreciate you, Mitch.
All right, man. You have a good one, Zunade. Always good to see you. And when you wrap up, because I know that everybody's going to stick around for your interview here, they want to know a little bit more about if you're coming back to live trading, what's going on with that situation.
Put me on the spot. Okay.
So, hey. When they speak, they know I go looking. Hey, you guys got the man. Stick around, but you gotta wait for after the interview to get that.
I love it.
Have fun, guys.
Appreciate it. I'm brown, but y'all got me blushing here. But I'll tell you what, I'll come back on live trading to kind of talk about that next week because I don't want to ruin the segment with that. But I do want to go ahead and appreciate everybody in the chat. Always love the love that y'all show me. And you know what we love to do here at Benzinga is bring executives on from publicly traded companies so that we can see exactly what's going on inside the business, get under the hood, and have your questions answered from the chat as well. And today we've got a great interview lined up. It's going to be with Isaac Dietrich, who is the CFO of Greenwave Technology Solutions. Ticker on NASDAQ is GWAV. All access starts right now. Isaac, thank you so much for hopping on with us this morning.
Great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. There's a lot that we need to talk about, but for the folks at home that might not be familiar with your company, if you could kind of just explain it to me like I'm five, what is it that your company does?
Sure. So Greenwave operates 13 metal recycling facilities in Virginia, North Carolina, and Ohio. So we call them metal recycling facilities. Essentially, they're scrap yards. People bring in their metal, sell it to us, and they get a cash or check. And then we turn around and process that metal, upgrade it, shred it, and then sell it to some of the leading steel mills and recycling facilities in the country.
You know, right now in this space, and I feel like just in general, some companies are kind of pulling back with recession fears, this, that, and the other. But I kind of see that you're in the middle of an aggressive expansion plan. So what's kind of the status of your current facilities and what can we expect in the near future as well?
So over the past 18 months, we've invested over $15 million in capital expenditures. The main two projects are downstream processing system, enables us to recover millimeter minus type metals from our shred residue, or some in the industry call it fluff. Up until a few years ago, most metal recycling facilities were throwing this material away because it kind of looks like trash. But it turns out there's a tremendous amount of metal in there, that once you run it through the downstream processing system, it aggregates into a significant amount of metal. So right now we're generating about $750,000 per month from that machine. And then we just announced yesterday that our copper extraction component is currently being installed. That will take the revenues that we're able to generate from the downstream processing system to north of $1 million per month, with margins in excess of 80%, because we don't have to pay for the material.
Yeah.
So yes, we're very bullish on the metal, on the scrap metal industry, with the Infrastructure Act and all of the investment that's going on. We feel that the scrap metal industry is poised for significant growth, and especially with a lot of these companies mandating environmentally friendly methods of obtaining these metals. Metal recycling, scrap metal, presents a significant amount of environmental benefits versus mining it raw. So we feel we're in the right place at the right time.
You know, as you were talking, I was thinking about all the metals that I may or may not have in my place to see if I could at least get like a Chick-fil-A sandwich. So I'll reach out to you, see if there's a process that I can get some money out of it. But I think you added a second car shredder to your operations as well. That doesn't sound cheap though. So what kind of like ROI can we expect? And more importantly, how soon do you kind of expect to go ahead and get profits from that investment as well?
So the second automotive shredder is fully installed. We're just waiting on a transformer to be installed by the power company. We actually think we found the transformer. It's currently being tested. So we expect to have good news on that front here very soon. But that second automotive shredder will enable us to process all of our ferrous metal through the shredder, which enables us to generate about 33% more revenue from that metal, with margins of about 60%. So that's transformative for our business. We feel that's going to take us well past positive EBITDA, positive cash flows from operations, likely profitable as well. So we feel that we're well on track for revenues north of $50 million next year, potentially higher than that. We're looking at a number of acquisitions because we now have the infrastructure that we need in order to successfully handle that capacity. So there's a lot of interesting things going on here at GreenWave.
Any opportunity that we see an expansion into copper is already into play, or how soon can potential investors and investors expect that?
Well, we already process a significant amount of copper from our normal operations. The copper extraction unit itself will be operational in September.
Okay.
And then kind of the next big upcoming catalyst is within the next 45 days, we'll be purchasing all of the land underlying the scrap yards from our chairman and CEO, Danny Meeks. We currently pay about $2.5 million per year in rent for that equipment and that land. So by purchasing that in a seller's note, very friendly terms for the company, that's going to present a P&L improvement of about $2.5 million a year. And for a company of our size, that's very significant. And we have less than 15 million shares outstanding. So the EPS improvement, we believe, will be material as well. So we're very excited about that. We also recently opened our Chesapeake facility. We're installing a baler shear there, and it's actually right in the middle of the industrial hub of Norfolk and Virginia Beach. So we'll be able to have a conveyor belt and bring that metal directly onto a barge and then barge it over to our customers. So that's another catalyst. We're actually working on getting some drone footage, so our shareholders and the market can really see the size, scale, and I guess robustness of our operations.
You know, I recently had to go to the DMV because I lost my wallet, so I had to get a license. But you actually just obtained a imported license with the North Carolina DMV. What's the game plan with that? Any partnerships that we can expect?
Well, it was with the Virginia DMV, but we're now directly from consumers at our Norfolk metal scrapyard. So that's significant because we're already one of the largest buyers of cars at auctions, whether it be pedal. We have municipal contracts to buy cars that are abandoned. We have contracts with towing companies. So we're already a large buyer of these scrap cars, but by buying them direct from the consumer, we can increase our margins that we're able to realize on those scrap cars. So we're working on a number of technology fronts and operational fronts to increase the volume of cars that we're buying while decreasing the cost. But it is important to know we already have enough volume to keep our second automotive shredder busy. So anything above and beyond that will just be, I think, very accretive for our shareholders.
Isaac, a lot of times when companies grow fast, sometimes too fast, quality can decrease. Are you at concerns about that at all? Or what do you have in place to make sure that the quality and the efficiency stays the same, if not increases, as you grow so rapidly?
So our chairman, Danny Meeks, has been in this industry for 20 years, along with the core team. So they know the scrap metal industry better than almost anyone. They've been able to navigate it profitably through numerous economic climates. So we feel our quality is maintaining is the same as it's always been, which is amongst the highest in the industry. But I think going forward, we're definitely going to have a solid plan to minimize any dilution to our shareholders, to take out more traditional debt to finance some of these acquisitions, and also make sure the acquisitions are structured properly so that we can recuperate any cash outlay for them within 12 to 18 months to minimize our downside risk, maximize shareholder value. So we're looking at all these things. I think amongst some of the hardest working team in the industry. So I think our shareholders have a lot to be excited about here at GreenWave.
And then speaking of the shareholders and potential shareholders, the floor is kind of yours. We covered a lot of topics in the last 10 minutes, but if there's anything else that you want to discuss, the floor is yours to talk to the viewers for about 30 seconds here.
Sure. So one thing I didn't mention was our Cleveland facility. We opened this in April 2023. It typically takes 9 to 12 months before a facility reaches its full potential because we have to let people know it's open. We have to optimize the operations, get the right equipment in there. So right now it's generating in the low hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue per month. We think that can ramp significantly up towards around $500,000 per month by next year. So that's another major growth opportunity. So between the downstream system, second shredder, Chesapeake facility, buying the properties from our chairman, and Cleveland, I think there's a lot of significant upcoming catalysts that should result in significant shareholder value.
And I know you've got some fans in the chat from what I've seen as well. Thank you so much for hopping on with us. That is Isaac Dietrich, CFO of GreenWave Technology Solutions. Ticker on NASDAQ is GWAV. Thank you so much for hopping on, Isaac.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We appreciate you in the chat, as always, for hopping on. And I hope you enjoy All Access. And I will say this, if you have any companies that you want for us to go ahead and grab in terms of interviews or anything like that, feel free to reach out to me. My email address is just my name at benzinga.com. We'll do our best. I know Zoltan always tries to get the companies that y'all are looking for. So we definitely want to cater to y'all's needs as well. But thank you so much for watching All Access. We'll see you next time.